It's funny how some problems go unresolved while everyone's acting concerned and involved. They search for the answers while they're multitasking, when the problem just might be the questions they're asking. This is an egg, this is a chicken. Both are delicious, one's finger lickin'. But the question we hear again and again is which one came first, the egg or the hen? Here is the school, this is the steeple. Open the doors, you'll see all the people. But the question you'll hear from experts and mothers is why are some students doing better than others? Let's look at two students, identical twins. One's disconnected, the other dives in. To clubs and activities, sports and the arts. He's headed to college with grades off the charts. The other one struggles. Some say he's at risk. Let's get him involved. That might be the fix. Why bother? Cry the skeptics. Haven't you heard? And then they return to the egg and the bird. They divert our attention with keen misdirection by rehashing a series of tired old questions. Do student activities help kids in the worst case, or are better students involved in the first place? Before you weigh in and offer a guess, what if I told you the answer is yes? The following presentation is brought to you by the Alliance for Student Activities in partnership with the National Association of Secondary School Principals. It seems like everyone has a theory about what's wrong with America's schools. Just turn on your TV and watch the theories scroll by. Dropout rates are too high. Test scores are too low. The amount of homework is too high. Parental involvement is too low. School costs are too high. School funding is too low. The stories on TV are almost always focused on what's wrong with our schools. If you want to discover what's right, you might want to ditch the TV. Drive over to your local middle school or high school and take a minute to actually step inside. Introduce yourself to the principal. Take a walk through the halls. Talk to the students. Get to know their teachers, coaches, and advisors. Open up a yearbook and spend some time paging through it. There's a good chance you'll discover some incredible stories. The girls' volleyball team that just brought home a state championship. The school newspaper editor who's graduating this year and on his way to a prestigious journalism school. The yearbook photographer who wants to work for National Geographic. The marching band member who wants to be a doctor and knows she's going to get there because her passion for music has taught her that a clear goal, hard work, and discipline can master just about anything. A compassionate sophomore who took the lead in organizing a fishing trip for physically challenged students because he thought everyone should have a chance to share his love for the great outdoors. The Vice President of Student Council who dreams of living in the White House one day, but looks forward to serving on the City Council or Chamber of Commerce between now and then. The juniors who started a robotics club because it looked like it might be fun, then discovered that they just might have what it takes to be engineers. Every yearbook in every school and every community has powerful stories to tell, and they don't happen by accident. They're the result of a simple but powerful equation that emerges when students get involved in a school-sponsored, adult-supervised, student-driven activity. Minneapolis-based Search Institute calls this the equation for human thriving, and research pioneered by Dr. Peter Benson has shown that when a young person discovers their spark, the thing that lights them up, their talent, interest, and passion, and when they can build relationships with 3 significant adults who are not their parents, those champions can connect the student with opportunities that allow them to thrive. The student activities equation and the human thriving equation follow the same formula, and when you do the math, the results speak for themselves. But in too many schools and too many communities, budget cuts, time crunches, and increased emphasis on test scores have led to a decreased appreciation for the value of arts, athletics, and activities programs. and student activities have become the missing variable in too many educational reform equations. The unintended consequences can be pretty severe. That's why we need you to tell the story. That when you add student activities to the educational equation, performance follows. But adults can be a pretty skeptical audience, so let's take a minute and see how you can help them to do the math. And let's keep the math simple so that no adult is left behind. Over the last 20 years, more than 100 peer-reviewed, rigorous academic studies have shown that engagement in student activities increases student performance in a wide variety of ways. If your goal is to increase standardized test scores, student activities need to be a part of the equation. A study in the Journal of Educational Research looked at the impact of non-athletic after-school activities on standardized test scores for 8th and 10th grade students. The study found that participation in 8th grade boosted reading scores by 2.2% and math scores by 2.9%. But in 10th grade, the effects were even greater. Participation led to a 4% gain in reading scores and a 5.7% improvement in math scores. What principal, superintendent, or school board member wouldn't welcome a 4% gain in test scores? That gain is more than enough to determine whether a school will meet its state and federally mandated performance goals. Do you want students to make better choices? Then let X equal student activities. A recent study in the American Journal of Health Behavior has shown that students who participate in just 1 or 2 extracurricular activities are 2 times less likely to smoke, 50% less likely to drink alcohol, and 2.5 times less likely to smoke marijuana. When you do the math, the results speak for themselves. What if you're looking for a way to reduce the dropout rate? Most people are surprised to learn that 3 out of every 10 teens will not graduate from high school. But the really shocking statistic is that nearly half of those teens are not failing when they drop out. What happens when you get them involved in student activities? Let's do the math. A study in developmental psychology has shown that student activity participation has the most significant impact on those students most at risk of dropping out. In this study, 52% of the at-risk students who didn't participate dropped out before they graduated, compared to only 25.7% of at-risk students who participated in one middle school activity and 12.5% who participated in more than one. In high school, participation in one student activity reduced the dropout rate to 4.5%, while participation in more than one activity eliminated the dropout risk entirely. When X equals student activities, high school becomes a launching pad for college and career success. A study in the Journal of Adolescent Research found that students who participated in at least one student activity in each year of high school were approximately 70% more likely to attend college, 60% more likely to vote, and 80% more likely to volunteer than those who only participated in an activity in some years. Those who never participated were nearly 75% less likely to attend college, 35% less likely to vote, and 60% less likely to volunteer than those who participated occasionally. The statistics speak for themselves, but for too many kids, student activities are the missing variable in their middle school and high school experience. According to Dr. Brian Shelley, author of Money, Mandates, and Local Control in American Public Education, the average 10th grader spends less than an hour a week participating in co-curricular activities. And in too many schools, arts, athletics, and activities programs are threatened by budget cuts, time pressures, and a more narrow focus on testing. So, how do we turn things around?